Hi, my name is Greg Johnston, and I am the coach of the Virgin Valley High School forensics team. Now, when you think of forensics, especially these days, you're thinking of guys that deal with dead bodies in labs. But in reality, forensics is the art of persuasion through speech. We can do this in any number of ways. We can give formal speeches, very traditional, like politicians do. We can debate and using rules of argument, and they're usually pretty civil. We can debate and try to convince a judge that my side is more correct than another side. Or we can act and try to convince folks of the audience to understand something as my character is presented and I change. All of these events are what VVH Forensics is about.
My school's fall plays. The light pitter-patter of feet can be heard as the cast runs around frantically, trying to take their spots. The director's stage left, and the curtain starts to creak open. Just then, we hear the voice of the newest cast member. Good luck. He was supposed to say break a leg. Each cast member's hearts dropping can be heard in the audience. What has he done? Superstitions. They boost self-confidence and self-esteem when performing a physical or mental task, according to Lysanne Dumich from the University of Cologne. Saying good luck, or break a leg, or crossing your fingers gives you a little bit of, you have a lucky pair of underwear, please wash them regularly, or you'll never break a mirror. There's obviously something you believe in, showing us that not everything has to be based on reason and logic.
And the best magicians know how to turn the attention of thousands of people in order to achieve the most exhilarating tricks. Every magician that practices magic for the art of entertainment knows that the true art of magic is the art of the sleight of hand. This is very important. However, perhaps the most important aspect to magic is our desire for it to be real.
I know that I know nothing by Socrates. Is everyone ready? The world is endless. It's limitless. Ultimately, when we look at the big picture, we really know nothing. Which brings me to the quote. I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. By spend our whole life trying to predict, trying to assume that we're intelligent enough to predict the world and to solve this big, elaborate equation. But when we see that, in reality, we're just every individual, and the world is much bigger than we think.
We are given some things in life that are so precious, so priceless, that we can never repay the giver. I will love you forever, I will like you for always, are words of a mother to a new baby. Robert Munch's book of the same title reminds us that some debts can only be paid forward. The baby grew. He grew, he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, he pulled all the books off the shelf, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy."
I tried to shrug it off. Then I headed to 4th hour. But once again, no Eric. This time, no Dylan either. I had no idea that this would be the last time I would ever attend a class at Columbine High School. I was a little surprised to see Eric suddenly pull into the parking lot. It seemed strange that he would skip 2 classes and then suddenly show up at school. He stopped and looked right at me. "Brooks, I like you. Get out of here. Go home." His tone was bizarre, intense, but almost chuckling. He turned his back to me and started pulling out duffel bags out of his back seat. I got hit by this uneasy feeling. I tried to forget about Eric for a moment and decide whether I was going to skip 5th hour or not. Then I heard a loud crack in the distance. Funny, I thought. That almost sounded like a gunshot. Then I heard something that much louder than what had come before. Something that sounded like explosions. I started running, wanting to get as far away from Columbine as possible. I thought back to my conversation with Eric. Had I missed something? A detail? Anything?
Doing for you guys today is current U.S. anti-drug policies in Latin America do more harm than good. Is everybody ready? Okay. What do you do when something is broken? You throw it away. You make a new one, you buy a new one. I'm not going to sit here and keep tapping my watch and wear it if it's broken. I mean, it sure makes me look cool, but I'm not going to do it. Which raises the question, why is the United States government sticking with a policy that doesn't work? This policy, of course, the U.S. anti-drug policy, which leads me to my question. Is current U.S. anti-drug policies in Latin America doing more harm than good? Now, let's look at U.S. anti-drug policies. We have one of the most punitive regimes. We have the biggest focus on incarceration and law enforcement, and the least focus on treatment and humanitarian aid, while the Europeans, they at least focus on law enforcement and incarceration and more focus on treatment. Now let's go to my first point. My first point is violence. Now, according to Beth Wall, the Defense Intelligence Agency, right now our current anti-drug policy, our counter-narcotics, right now in Latin America,
their heads, they're screaming things and blowing themselves up. But what can we really attest from this? What are certain things that are going on here that we should care about? Today my question is, should we worry about the tensions between Iran and Israel? To this I'm going to go over 3 main points. First, I'm going to talk about the past. I'm going to talk about Iran, I'm going to talk about Israel, I'm going to talk about their tensions and why they've grown to hate each other. Next, I'm going to talk about the tensions today. What's going on? Why am I talking about this? Lastly, I'm going to answer the question more specifically, should we really be worried about this? Now let's start. First point. Iran, Israel. What do we know about these countries? Let's start with Israel. Now, after World War II, 1945, we of course know about the Holocaust.
Another very popular event are the interpretation events. And this is where you have a script. It can be a humorous script, it can be a dramatic script. You can even have scripts for 2 people called duos. But when we do this, we have to show the character learns something and changes. And as that character learns something and changes, we, the audience, share in that change. And that's how even interpretations really become about persuasion. You are persuading the audience, the judge, through your presentation of a script and characters that we are all going to learn something along with this character.
She hit a tree going 70 miles an hour. She died. Sarah was dead. But in an operating room in the county hospital, miraculously they brought her back to life. So, Sarah was in a coma and things were touch and go for a while. To my surprise, it was a real tough time for me. Sarah and I weren't close, but our families were. We all blamed Sarah and we felt guilty about it. There was no question Sarah was at fault. I'd like to think that most of the tears that were shed were for Sarah, not because of her. But I can't say for sure.
Oh, God in heaven, help me to stay behind my wall. Help me to just walk along. And I know I'm just supposed to walk along, and I know I'm not supposed to think, except it's an 8-year-old kid coming into surgery, and he's so young, he doesn't even have hair in his face. And I'm running alongside a stretcher, and he's crying, Mama, Mama, saying, it's okay, baby, Mama's here. But I'm only 21, and he's a blonde kid from California who looks just like your brother, but he's screaming, I don't want to die. A piece of my heart goes with each and every one of them. I lose a piece of my heart to each and every one of them. And I have to wonder how long before I have nothing left.
Mom? Arnie, move. Mom? Mom, can I have money to go to the mall? Well, sure, sweetie. How much? Just $300. $300? What do you need $300 for? Is it for drugs? I've always told you pot was bad, and I told myself that you were listening when I talked, but I guess not. Gerald, we have a problem! Our daughter is smoking weed!
What's the problem? We did it all the time in the 70s.
Yes, but that was when it was socially acceptable. Now, we can't go on raising a pothead. Now, can we? Mom, Dad, I'm not doing pot. MJ, no. I don't do drugs. Are you going to hire a homo to buy you beer? That's hobo, sweetie pie. I believe you meant hobo. Ow. No, I just want an iPod. An iPod? No. 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 I was hoping that she would ask us to buy her beer for a party, but an iPod, that's
Hello,
just...
class. Hi, howdy doody. My name is Mr. Parks, and I'm sure you're all ecstatic to be in middle school. However, it's time to take roll call. Let's get started. Sorry if I mispronounced the first name. It looks like orange jello? Orange, man, that's orange jello. Okay. Well, aren't you the feisty one? Lee Sung, Lee Sung. Oh, I am over here. Alrighty then. Oh, what? Goodness, what? Fag? Paul, fag, Paul. Here.
Titled Observations About Boys. Initial reaction, subjects seem to have propensity for balls. What? They are playing with their balls. Recommendation, re-alter their frontal lobe cortex to respond more affectionately to a wider variety of stimuli like art, science, literature, classical music, and dolls. They shouldn't just be playing with their balls. Why are you laughing at me? You're being paid to take notes, not laugh. I'm being paid? No. Also, physical violence has been misconstrued as a form of inconclusion and affection. Recommendation, rewire the pain processing center of the brain so as to reverse the mental damage that mistakes pain for pleasure. And they spit.
Hi, my name is Shelley Utke. I am the previous coach of the Virgin Valley Forensics team, and I actually started that program there. Mr. J asked me if I would record a little video to say some things about kind of why I created that program and what I hoped students would get out of that program and what I still hope they'll get out of that program. First of all, I came to Virgin Valley in 2005, and there was no forensics program at that time to be successful and to be able to do something other than just athletics, which I felt like was a big part of the culture of the school. The forensics team offers students an opportunity to be competitive in an academic activity, to increase their critical thinking skills, to improve their public speaking skills and researching skills, and all of those real-world skills that students, when they leave high school, are going to need in the real world. Something that I really wanted students to walk away with was a sense of accomplishment and success and some skills that they could take with them. The program really took off when Trevor Griffin and Brooke Crawford Shupak joined the program, and that was when we really developed students who really made a difference in getting other kids involved in the program. I'm very happy to see what the program has been able to do since I left, and I'm really excited that Mr. J took over and that he was willing to put those hours in and make this program a continued successful program.
We work very hard in class, and let me talk about the hard work. There are none of these events that are easy. I wish they were. I wish we could take a pill. I wish you could pull it together in a day. But none of the events that we do in forensics are easy. All require preparation work and discipline as you prepare to present. We will help you every step of the way. That's what we're about. We want everyone to be successful. But without the work, you can't be successful. Where we show off our skills is when we go to tournaments. Most of them are in Las Vegas, and this year most of them are overnight. And in those tournaments, you compete in all of the presentations and all the events that you have put together. On our team, I ask that new folks compete in one debate event and one individual event. The older and more experienced you get, we ask you to pick up another event, and some people this year competed in 4 events at a single tournament. When we go to Las Vegas, we are competing against teams from all of the schools down there. Just because we're Virgin Valley High School and a small team doesn't mean we get to compete in our own particular categories. We go up against the Spring Valley kids and the Green Valley kids and the Canyon Spring kids from outstanding and large programs. We hold our own. Our preparation, our hard work has led to success for many of our team members. And we hope to provide the same opportunities for you. If you give us the work, we'll get you ready. And there's nothing quite like going into a tournament with 1,000 people at it and walking away having placed, we call breaking, that you went up on stage and you were recognized as the best in that particular category. One more word. Again, we are interested in having team members that have character, that work hard to achieve what they're going to achieve, that respect and support other team members and represent our school as an amazingly classy place filled with hard workers whenever we go to tournaments. And we have, in this last year, done exactly that. Our students are known by the big schools and by the judges and coaches from those big schools. We're known for our quality, but we're also being recognized for our classiness.
It's better to overthink things. Can you clarify what overthinking is?
Overthinking would sometimes be thinking more thoroughly through something, or thinking more about it than most people, or as you say, most boys would think of things.
All right, so you said, would you agree that there's a difference between causation and correlation?
Yes.
All right, so would you agree that because in a coincidental geometry class that you have, there are more boys than girls, however in the AP chemistry class, there are way more boys than girls?
Yes, I understand, but also in many other classrooms, as what honor students may see, there tend to be more girls than boys. Also, girls tend to go more to get a career and go to college and succeed in a career or profession.
All right, do you have any proof?
Stand?
Stand.
I don't like stand.
Get up.
The crowd says stand.
The crowd says stand.
Oh, are you sure you stand?
Nice one.
Look, it said stand. Oh.
I'm recording
I
this.
get it, because she's small.
Alright, you start typing.
So, you're stating that ultimately we're lowering standards. How does this actually apply in the college field when you're going above and beyond?
Well, realize that, so I didn't say that low. Well, with lowering standards, what's happening is they're letting kids who didn't necessarily want to be in that course or feel that it's something that they need to do in order to have a successful future. And so they will need to be helped more by the teacher. The teacher will have to spend more time with that student, thus he wouldn't be able to teach as much as he can.
Isn't college more of a sink or swim opportunity? You have to get accepted to the college, and you have to get scholarships in order to go to that college?
Well, yes, but my whole entire point of arguing is that it's going down. The standard that you need in order to swim, per se, is being decreased. The water is getting more shallow.
Isn't this just dealing with high school education? I still see many people coming out of college becoming engineers or doctors. So if the standard's still decreasing, why do we still see these brilliant people and brilliant minds?
Because in every circumstance, there are a few exceptions, and college is one of those circumstances.
Forensics is going to help our students. We should encourage them and therefore make everyone take forensics.
Yeah, but if you asked people if they wanted to take forensics, I'm pretty sure all of the really shy people wouldn't want to take forensics.
Exactly, but that's why they should take forensics, so the shy people could get out of their comfort zone, and therefore they could succeed in life, because in life you're going to have to get out of your bubble one time or another.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of people that are really shy to get up and give a speech even in English. How are they going to do that? Force them to talk and in front of a group of people?
Forensics doesn't force people to talk, it encourages people. So that way they would learn how to, talk to the world. And also it helps them in their future interviews, like I said, and it will help them in the long run. Not just right now in high school when they don't want to talk. It'll help them more in the long run.
Before we close here, know this: by participating in forensics, you will develop your skill to research, your skills to write, but even more importantly, these only put you in a position to then develop the skill to stand in front of a group of people and speak to them. You're going to speak to their minds, you're going to speak to their hearts, and when they walk out, they're changed. And let me tell you, there's nothing more exciting or powerful than that. To persuade is to lead.
Batteries.
No. I'm the hero.
So, anyways. Sorry. You should take some
Okay,
coffee.
this is the forensics video.
It is.
It's starting off great.
Brad Christian and gang.
So,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I put a chair here so they can see.
See, Kayla knows what she's doing.
Kayla hardly knows what she's doing. You know we're supposed to stop
Okay.
before we start the video?
What?
Get in here.
Sergio, why don't you start off?
I am why?
It's supposed to be a conversation.
It is a conversation.
What was your favorite novice experience?
That's not the first question.
Can it be the first question?
You can't flip
We're changing it.
It doesn't matter what order or what question we do, he's going to cut this to pieces anyways.
Yeah.
Like my wrist.
Like my
You
soul.
ruined
Wow.
everything.
No.
This is why we don't have nice things.
Why don't we have nice things?
Because you just broke it.
Keelan, why did you
What?
Keelan, why did you join forensics?
I joined forensics
To get
because
boys.
I can definitely broke now. Because my freshman coach at Key told me I should be in forensics after our first paper. So I joined forensics and went to the first tournament, and
That was a mistake. No.
here I am today.
No, she's pregnant with my.
I didn't
Started with
join that way.
How did you join?
I thought forensics was like the CSI forensics, and I was so excited about it. So I went in the first day,
Makes sense now.
and yeah, it was speech and debate, and
Dead bodies or something?
I
I
decided to try it. So yeah.
What about you, Everardo? Why'd you start forensics?
Did you love it?
Because I was forced into it by another senior member who isn't here. So.
Let me guess, Stephanie.
Christian, how did you join forensics?
Truthfully, I joined in because I wanted to get killed. That's the truth.
Then we got together and we run the place.
No, listen to the truth. You told me I should join forensics.
I did. I remember
And
that.
then I was like, well, there's a lot of pretty girls in forensics. So I was like, I'll join and I'll have to do it for a year.
Did
I'll
you
get
really think that?
Yeah. That was at the time though.
Are you
before
ladies man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yes. Anyway, and then I joined forensics, and then I realized I liked it, and I realized there really isn't that much hot girls.
Then we became partners for life. The hottest girl he needs.
Yeah, Brad, how did you join forensics?
I joined forensics because I just like speech and debate. I love speaking events and debating, stuff like that. I've always thought it's pretty fun. Not just the random back alley arguments about who's going to have the last crack rock. I mean, like, literal political debates. I've always thought that was interesting.
You like making other people.
What about you, Serge?
Well, I don't. Let's see, Mr. J last year. I think it was after we got back, like, third DMQ or something. He's like, I was like, Brooke was telling me, join forensics. And I'm like, no, maybe, no. And then he's like, do forensics. It was really weird starting out because, you know, everything seemed a little anarchic. Like, nothing seemed very much orderly. Everyone just kind of running around doing their own thing. And I kind of realize now that that's kind of one of the normal things that happened this year, but it was kind of cool too at the same time, you know? Because, like, what was it? We kind of pretty much like, okay, prepare, learn everything, and then prepare, and then keep preparing throughout the year.
Favorite part of this year.
My favorite part? You can't just nail me with that.
Yeah,
I mean, I got like so many.
Okay, no nailing Sergio. Okay, Caleb, what about your favorite part of forensics?
My favorite part of
Your
forensics?
favorite part of forensics?
Jeez, there's so many things.
I like cheese too.
I didn't say cheese, I said cheese.
Oh.
Jesus.
I like all my friends.
Why?
Good thing you have them.
Oh, wow.
I'm feeling
I like watching my teammates succeed, other than Brad and Christian.
And the gang. You have to mention the gang. You can't. It's not all
Well,
about.
because I like watching I said other than you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
She's
For
just
the main event.
she's just jealous of us,
For the
all our
main
winnings and trophies.
And
Yeah.
stuff.
I got a medal.
Winning's fun too.
I got. Okay.
Well, I like all the things we did, like all the overnight tournaments, everything, and all the stuff we did.
It's my turn, shut up.
You're good.
I know, I try. Anyway, I don't know, I think my favorite part was the competition. I like winning. I like winning. Winning's one of those things where I've always liked, but you can't really get any other different kind of competition than you can in forensics. Forensics is a whole new different kind of competition, and it requires a different muscle, your brain.
Different muscle.
Some people don't use that.
A lot of people, like for example,
Especially
Brad.
considering it's not a muscle.